True Red Horror File, Episode 13. Edmund Kemper. Some killers disappear into the darkness. Edmund Kemper barely needed to. In 1964, when Kemper was only 15, he shot and killed his grandparents in California. He was sent to a state hospital where psychiatrists evaluated him for years. Then, at 21, he was released on parole. That decision would become one of the darkest chapters in California criminal history. Kemper returned to Santa Cruz County and built an ordinary-looking life. He worked and attended community college. To some people, he seemed quiet, intelligent, and approachable. But underneath that image, something was getting worse. Beginning in May 1972, Kemper started picking up young women who were hitchhiking. Over the next several months, 6 young women were murdered. Mary Ann Pess, Anita Luchessa, Aiko Koo, Cindy Shull, Rosalind Thorpe, and Alice Liu. The pattern was horrifyingly simple. He would offer them a ride. They trusted him. They never made it home. Investigators struggled to identify the killer. Kemper lived in the same community and moved through everyday life without immediately attracting suspicion. Then, in April 1973, the killings took a deeply personal turn. Kemper killed his mother, Clarnell Strandberg, and her friend, Sally Hallett. Then something unexpected happened. Instead of disappearing, Kemper left California and traveled to Colorado. From Pueblo, he called the Santa Cruz police and told them he had committed the murders. At first, officers struggled to believe him. Why would a killer voluntarily call the police? But the details he provided began matching evidence. Kemper was arrested, returned to California, and charged with 8 counts of first-degree murder. 3 court-appointed psychiatrists found him legally sane. In November 1973, he was convicted and sentenced to 8 concurrent life sentences. The case left behind a question that still makes this story disturbing. How did someone who had already killed his grandparents at 15 eventually walk free? Kemper's story is not frightening because he looked like a monster. It is frightening because he didn't. He could appear calm, intelligent, cooperative, even helpful. And that is the lesson buried inside the file. Evil does not